Hello guys, Gareth here, and of course welcome to this Vino Plonk production. It's currently 6 on Saturday the 9th of February 2019, I almost said 2018 there, and I'm currently sat here on a beanbag on my bedroom floor watching some YouTube when I probably should be in bed, and we'll talk about the whole should be part in a minute. So, before we go any further, I've had very little sleep over the last 3 days. So please bear with me in this video. The other thing I want to mention is that it's been made blindingly obvious in my comment section that certain people in my comment section or my subscriber base don't like it when I do these sorts of videos. There's a certain subset of people that want to see the DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that, and they feel as if these videos get in the way. I kind of need to do this video before I move on to the next step. It's like turning over a page or taking that step you need to before you can do something you want to do, if that makes sense. And I just realised I'm looking at myself, not at the lens of the camera. I'm using my phone, if you're wondering. So I'm going to rewind a little bit, and you may have just realised, yes, I'm currently sat in my room. I'm sat on the floor on a beanbag, and I have enough room for a tripod for me to put my legs out, for me to put my laptop on my lap. And you're probably scratching your head thinking, what's been going on, Gareth? Right, so a bit of context before we go any further. When I first started YouTube 10, 11 years ago, I filmed opposite my bed, looking at the mirror, and made some references to some other big YouTubers at the time, and that's how I did my first few videos. I then migrated down to the front room and recorded a large number of videos using the carpet and the rug in the front room, then migrated to my computer desk for a vast period of time, which I got so many comments for the supposed darkness of videos or lack of light, all that kind of stuff, despite the fact that every friend that watches my videos would turn and say, I don't know what people are on about. Anyway, that's water under the bridge now. And then, of course, I started recording videos in our spare room. Now, about a year ago, shall I explain this now, or shall I explain this a bit later? I'll explain this a bit later, actually. For now, we'll move on to, this room. So I haven't recorded in this room for over a decade, easily over a decade. And I'm not going to go into too much details, but something happened a decade ago, and I've just realised it was a decade ago, that it happened over a decade ago. Shit me. Yeah, I've just realised what is a decade ago that this thing happened. Something happened a decade ago, and as a result of that happening, I'm not saying that as a specific result of that happening, but my bedroom for the longest time was simply that. It was a bedroom. I would come in here, I'd go to sleep and then get back up. My room was a state. Where I'm currently sat on this beanbag was filled with clothes, with rubbish, with all sorts of stuff. Just to give you a bit of an idea, this behind me is our boiler cupboard. And every so often, our landlord sends round the a gas man to check the boiler, which they have to do every so often, obviously, to make sure it's gas, safety check, gas safe. As I said, guys, haven't had a lot of sleep. Yeah, to make sure it's safe and that kind of stuff. And I'd quite often have to, make room for said gas engineer. There was a time where I found a dead mouse stuck to a bit of cardboard. Now, I'm a major procrastinator, if you guys can tell with my videos. Yeah, I'm a massive procrastinator with a lot of things. I what's the word? I do things last minute, or always have, may always will. I don't know. I have literally before now gotten out of bed 15 minutes before I'm due to work. Gone out of bed, dressed, brushed hair, blah blah, into work in time. And I've told various people that over the years, and they've gone, "How the hell did you manage that?" I'm not proud of it. I'm not about to say to you guys, "Yeah, you should start exercising and start practicing being, having the precise amount of time to get things done." No, and I'm actually going to talk about that later on in this video, actually, about having the precise amount of time and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it goes without saying that this room was a state. Now, due to reasons that I'm not going to reveal on camera, I needed to drastically clear up this room. I've done so, and whatever pushed me into clearing this room up is all good and has lifted a huge weight on my shoulder. If I say that I needed to pass a test, it's a very roundabout way of saying it. I passed the test, shall we say, and it lifted a huge burden off my shoulder. Now, the last couple of days, to give you another bit of context, I haven't been able to close my door for over a decade. So I've been sleeping in a room where I haven't been able to close the door for over a decade. And I've literally realised in the last few days what that sort of done to me without sort of realising. So I've only gotten about 7 hours sleep over the last 3 days, maybe 9 hours sleep, if I want to count when I fell asleep in the bath and when I fell asleep in my computer chair. But having said that, I am still able to function right now far more better than I would normally be able to on that little sleep over the last 3 days. I'm thinking, that's strange. Now, some people may think I'm bonkers for saying this, but one period of 4 hours sleep is not going to be the same as another period of 4 hours sleep. And what I mean by that is I had 4 hours sleep on Thursday, or was it Wednesday? The days are blurring into one big glob at the moment, to be honest. I woke up having had 4 hours sleep, feeling more refreshed than I ever have gotten like 8 hours sleep. And I began racking my brain over what it was. Went into work, worked, I was still thinking about wanting to work. Came home, and I came in here for a bit and actually closed the door while I did some bits and bobs, so I didn't disturb anybody. And then it hit me. The room was dead quiet. Not only was the room dead quiet, but there was no light seeping into the room apart from the window that was above my door. And at that point I realised that for the last however long it's been, I've been getting good night's sleeps because I've been disturbed by noises, by things just happening. And I know this sounds really strange, but the atmosphere in the room has changed drastically. And as a result of it changing drastically, I feel a lot better. There's a few things that have happened over the last few days, and I just feel a lot happier. I feel a lot calmer. I feel as if a burden has been lifted off my shoulders. There are many things I felt over the last few days, and I just feel overall far happier than I have for a very, very long time. And it's definitely given me a different perspective on things, which I'll talk about in this video, sort of. Anyway, God, I don't know how I'm functioning right now, to be honest with you. Having said all that, I don't know how I'm functioning right now, but I'm functioning, so let's carry on with this. So, what's been going on in the background has been going on for months and months and months and months. It started with something else related to the house and that kind of stuff months ago, and how it sort of progressed onwards, and things have been happening, and it's been a long, arduous process that I didn't realise has been laying on my mind for quite some time. And there comes a point where you need to admit to yourself when things are affecting you. I am somebody that doesn't admit when they're stressed, when they're bothered, when they're anxious, all those things. I kind of sweep it under the rug. But sometimes you've got to admit to yourself and admit to other people when things do stress you out and do bother you. And what's been happening has been bothering me. As I said, the test has been passed. But there are times where I was quite worried about certain situations, about certain circumstances and eventualities. But things are fine now, and I'm, as they say, in a far better place mentally and all kind of stuff. Now, after I've explained all of that, we're going to move on to the subject of videos. So a year ago, I'll say almost to the day, a piece of furniture was removed from that room, from the spare room where I used to record videos. And as a result of that piece of furniture being removed, the echo, the resonance in that room, as you could say, increased. There was a distinct echo. And it bugged the shit out of me. It really did bug the crap out of me. And never did that room sound the same again. And I, for a long, long time, have been racking my brain over where I can now record videos that sounds better. Well, you're kind of looking at it, to be honest with you. This is going to sound really, really strange, but to have a space where I can come, that's now comfy, I can sit down, I'm on my laptop right now because I can't sleep right now because obviously, I'll say this now, because some things have changed in this room, I'm now sleeping with the door shut, there's not as much crap all over the place. The room feels different, and as a result, I'm actually having problems sleeping at the moment. I'm sure I'll obviously get back into the swing of things. It's just that my body obviously knows that something's changed in this room, and it's going, hang on a minute, what's going on? There's various things happening as we all know, these things happen. But having an area where I could just come, sit, be secluded from the rest of this is going to sound really strange, but I actually feel secluded. I feel safe. I feel as if this is my space. I can come here if ever I want to. It's no longer just a bedroom. It's now a place where I sleep. I can relax. I can do other things, and it's now allowing me to think freely. I'm not now worrying about the echo in that room. I can just come here, record videos, all that kind of stuff. I do need to think about where I'm going to put my softbox and stuff like that. There are some more things that need sorting in this room, but for the most part, things are sorted and done. All this kind of stuff. And I just wanted to record this video to sort of let you guys know that, yeah, there has been something happening in the background that I'm not going to go into detail on camera, as I keep saying. But I think I'm ready to start actually, recording videos and what have you. And plus, where I'm sat right now, I didn't realise how comfy of a space this really is. Again, I'm not really sure how to really say what I'm about to say, but most people, when they want to watch a movie or what have you, can watch it on the sofa or something like that. And for reasons I'm not going to get into in this video, I don't feel comfortable watching movies on the sofa. No, so where I primarily habitate, or inhabit I should say, in this house is the back room. And I sit on my computer chair. There's no sofa in the back room. And sometimes watching movies in there can be a bit uncomfortable, shall we say. Whereas right here, right now, sat on this beanbag on my laptop, I'd quite happily watch a movie right now. It's a very comfortable place to sit, watch a movie, and, you know, away we go, sort of thing. So, yeah, what I'm basically saying is that movie reviews and stuff like that are going to start happening. What I'm essentially saying in this video is that a lot of, think of it as a bag you're just stuffing full of all different things over the years. They just keep stuffing it. And all of a sudden I've taken out a lot of the baggage out of that bag, and I just feel far better for it. Yes, this has been a bit of a rambly video, and yes, there are going to be people who are going to complain about this video and go, where are the DVDs and Blu-rays? Where are the reviews? Well, they're coming, guys. Bear with me on this. I'm trying to think. Actually, I've just realised I don't need to get the chair in here because I've got this beanbag. Anyway, I'll think of, you know, a set I can set up, if you will, for this, for my room. I suppose I'll go from there. Think about what I can do for a set, so I can actually record videos and start doing that. Anyway, guys, I'm knackered, but I don't feel like I can sleep right now. I'm going to go back to watching some more YouTube and whatnot, and doing some other things online. I will say this at the end of this video. I say this every single time, but I say every time I like to emphasise a point. Thank you very much for everybody who has supported me and been patient over the last little while. I know things have been a bit up in the air and a bit thingy, a bit crazy, and people are clamouring for the content they want on the channel. It's coming. Just, you know, bear with me, so to speak. Anyway, guys, you know the spiel right now. Like, dislike, comment, hit the bell icon, make sure the quotations around it, and you receive a notification to your device of choice. I've already told you you're a patient and supportive audience, but hey ho, we'll do it one more time. You've been a very patient and supportive audience, and until next time, guys, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.